Downsizers, sometimes a little bit stressed and making some really hard decisions that make them a little bit delirious. We're going to talk about downsizers. It's a thing. It's a big thing. We're going to talk about it today, what we see and the tips we can give.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Drury.
I'm here on site at a new location this morning. This is not a virtual background. I'm here at a penthouse. That's why I'm the penthouse agent, showing a client through quite a beautiful, brand new top floor penthouse, and that's in VALE.
What are you doing? You're showing some people through what time?
Now, they're coming soon.
Stunning. Stunning.
Yeah.
So this is a big thing, Billy Bob. This is a big thing, guys and girls, where mum and dad, grandma, grandpa, grandma and grandpa are in love with their home, but
Frozen. Until Mark comes back, guys, let me show you around. So we're up here in VALE at the moment, and this is really, really special. It's about 180 square meters in through the front door into this huge open plan penthouse. It's absolutely spectacular. It's got a terrace that runs the full width of the property with district views looking out sort of down the valley out towards the ocean. Obviously, being top floor, you've got cool features like the skylight, the floor-to-ceiling glass, which lets in a heap of natural light. But this is really cool because it's got two separate wings, which is what you want to make it feel a little bit like home being a house. If you're making a move from a house, you're certainly looking for those house features in your next place as well. And this has got it all. So this is brand new, never lived in. This is on the market at the moment in VALE, just next to Stockland Shopping Centre, if you're familiar with the area. A couple of features I really love about this, quality-wise, it's 10 out of 10. You've got Miele appliances all the way through, integrated fridge and freezers. You've got beautiful, stone finishes, even your cold and your boiling taps, things like that you don't traditionally see in your apartments. And obviously, being brand new, it's rather attractive. Now, the master wing has got access, again, out through the terrace to the outside area, but it's an absolutely humongous room, probably one of the biggest rooms I've seen in an apartment. It's what you'd expect of this caliber, though. I'm just giving a little house tour. We lost you for a second, and then you've got your ensuite through there and a big walk-in wardrobe. Let's get back into
that bathroom. That bathroom is sexy.
It's pretty cool. There's two of them.
Have a look at the timber work on the cabinet there. I love how it's those sort of the circular and on the bottom of the cabinet. Like, look at that. That is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
now, Bill, why is it so hard to get grandma and grandpa out of the property?
Nervous. I reckon then it's just nerves, and it's change. People don't like change, not just with property, but with everything, right? And if you're been in your home for 16 years, it's gonna have to be something special, to prompt a move.
Because some of these oldies are in their properties for 40, 60 years. It's worked really, really well for them. But where I think it starts coming up, there's this big gap. They don't want to go to a retirement village. They don't need full care. And what often happens is there's this bridge. There's a beautiful part of their life where they're very mobile, very sound mind, can get stuff done where they've got the ability to do the move and get themselves positioned into somewhere nice. But often sometimes it's too little too late. But I do have to say, sometimes I think the struggle's good. It actually keeps them moving. It keeps them living. It keeps their mind going. The gardening, the running around, the routine they love.
There's a saying like if you don't use it, you lose it. You can sometimes make that move too early. I think it keeps the brain healthy.
Okay, so here's the scenario, guys, and it works for different price points. People are selling a house for $1 million. They're buying an apartment for $600. They're selling a house for $2 million. They're buying an apartment for 1.5. They're selling a house for $6 million. They're buying an apartment for $4 million. Every scenario, they're getting change. Every scenario, they're getting into a situation where they've got a little bit more freedom. They can do what they like more, and what they don't like doing, they do less. One of the biggest struggles I see with oldies moving to apartments is strata levies.
Why is that?
Because it's a financial change to their model. So where they are generally used to, this is what happens that year, and this is what I spend that year, this is what I make that year, and this is what I get left over that year. It looks like a direct attack on what they've got left over for that year. So they're like, no, not gonna go. See that, but what they don't realise is they're not maintaining the outside of the property. So what they don't realise is it can cost them tens of thousands of dollars in a year, often by chance, because they've got to change something big on the outside of the property.
And when you look at your property cycle, if you've been in your home for 10 years, you've from 0 to 10 in that new build process, you've had a really good run. Everything's looking really good. 10 to 20, towards the end of that sort of range, you then start need to doing kitchens and bathrooms, the bigger ticket items come up. 30 to 40, you can pretty much, factor in that if you're running costs like swimming pools or other, big gardens, things like that, it's then time to go and put a whole lot of money into the property. So year on year, your costs are only getting bigger.
And then often I freeze the downsizers and I say to them, guys, how much is your building insurance? And they go, $3,000. You go, well, you're not paying building insurance in a strata. And you see the penny drop. They go, oh, right. You go, and often your water usage in these buildings is included. Often your house electricity. So where you would leave the lights on near the mailbox or near the front gate, or leave the lights on the outside of the house, you're paying for those lights. You're paying for it in your energy bill. So it's part of your energy bill. It's the outside of your maintenance. I reckon I can almost guarantee that a well-run strata is cheaper than a well-run house.
Well, it's divided over a number of owners, so you'd hope that there's a saving there, and you can get different size, strata complexes. You can get townhouses. They're all on the same, they're all on the same sort of offering there.
Now, a great friend of ours, I've actually done. Lisa and I have done a sort of a downsize. Like we've gone from house living to apartment living, and a friend of ours, we really struggled with strata. I get it. It's happened to me. And a great friend of ours, a super wise man in our out of our buddies, he said this: swapping money for time. So sometimes you're actually paying those stratas, but you're actually gaining more time to do the things you love more. In my golden years, that's what I want.
I think so. And it might be a case of enjoying a swimming pool, not having to maintain a swimming pool. People love that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, David Goodsay's in Milan.
There's a good morning, good evening. I don't know. Penthouse. That's penthouse living in Milan.
That is good living. Lisa says.
Often they're living in 2 to 3 bed apartments in their house, as half of the rooms, in
Isn't
their
that
family.
true?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we saw yesterday. So to give you an idea, Billy, you've done a bit of a tour of the apartment there. The target market is someone like this apartment you've got in Balgala, and there's probably 2 suburbs in each direction where the median price for a house is $4 million. So $5-6 million. So these oldies that are able to go to a downsize, no stairs, i.e. trip hazards. Another thing I'm finding with this sort of stuff, shops are walking distance, buses are walking distance. So these guys don't actually believe their licenses are going to be taken off them, their driving licenses.
And I'd rather be ahead of the curve, find a place you love, look 2 to 3, 4 years early, rather than move when you have an event that prompts the change, i.e. a fall or a license or something like that. I think that adds pressure to an already sort of, big decision.
And if one of the partners goes, it's twice as hard to make that move later. So it sounds a little bit morbid, but we do see it happen where, it's just harder, and it's putting all of the pressure on that one person to do the sale and to make that move. So I think if you could sort of that responsible, being responsible that way and getting comfortable early, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So that's what we're doing today. Billy's going to be showing some downsizes of property. We wanted to talk about downsizes today. We wanted to rip you through a beautiful apartment for downsizers in the Manly area of Sydney. It's called Balgala. Can we have one more little victory lap, Bill? Can you show us that balcony?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks for asking.
You got a fireplace.
Look at this fireplace.
You got a fireplace. Look at that. Put your telly up there. You got your fireplace going. That's spunky.
There's 2 other really big rooms down this end, and that's that separate wing. So what you look for in these sort of premium penthouses is accommodation for guests when they come and stay, and then
The
maybe a really good home office. In this case, both rooms have got access to big bathrooms. One's got an ensuite. And then,
I think that's massive that you've got 3 bathrooms in that place. That's such a corker.
There's your district views. You do get a little bit of an ocean glimpse going out through the heads. I don't know if this is going to be locked. Give me a moment. Here we go. Look at the size of this terrace.
Oh my God. So every room goes to a balcony. That's luxe.
Really luxe. You've even got your own veggie garden up here. But you could put a bit more of an awning out maybe on the top there, or just enjoy it for what it is. But it's a really good size, really good size property. 185 square meters. They're hard to find. Your average apartment, would be around that sort of 130 for a small 3-bedroom.
Yeah, stunning.
Yeah, so it's a good size.
Mate, that's a killer. Downsizers, take note. Have a beautiful day. Billy, thanks for the chat about downsizing, what you're seeing out there in the marketplace. And guys, make the move earlier rather than later.
Take it for someone that's done it. There you go.
That's it. There you go.